All right, everybody, we have to talk about El Nino. At this point, we are saturated with all of the El Nino news, super El Nino, people are freaking out, here we go again. Guess what? You're lucky, I've been here before. In fact, the last super El Ninos, all three of them have been within my lifetime. So I've been here before, and let me take you through what we're going through now, what the news is, what's going to happen, and what's probably going to happen, okay? So there's a lot of information. First of all, if you're not familiar with El Nino and what it is, it's when the waters in the central Pacific start to get warmer than normal, and then they stay warmer than normal by a certain degree centigrade for about 3 months. And once you hit that threshold, you're in El Nino. But then in some cases it goes on longer. In some cases, it's much, much warmer. And that's what we're talking about for this upcoming season. We're talking about a super El Nino. What does that mean? That means that the water is going to be 2 degrees centigrade. I know people don't like centigrade, but that's what we use. Warmer than normal for 3 months or more. And that's where we're going. And one of the big reasons why is when you look underneath the surface. Now, underneath the surface, we've got buoys all across the Pacific that monitor this specific thing. They've got temperature gauges, thermometers essentially, at depth so they can figure out a 3-dimensional model of where we're going. This big bubble of what we call a Kelvin wave of warmer water than normal is actually reverse current. It's actually coming from out toward Asia to South America. When it bubbles up to the surface and then the trades blow it back over, then it hits the Niño 3.4 region. Again, this is a lot of technical stuff, but once it hits the magic spot, then we're talking about a super El Nino. Now, when you look at all the computer models, which is a bunch of lines on this graph, you could see you average it out, you take out the crazy ones, both warmer and cooler, and you come up with something in the middle that is going to roughly approximate what we think is going to happen. At this point, NOAA is saying that we're looking at an El Nino watch, but that really means it's most likely going to happen. So in the coming months, as it keeps rising and gets warmer and warmer, we hit that 2-degree threshold, and then boom, we're in a super El Nino status in the key moments for California in our early winter, which is our rainy season, and that really sets the stage. Now, a super El Nino does not always mean that you're going to get blockbuster rain from beginning to end. In 82-83, it happened. 97-98, it happened. The last one, which I spent a lot of time talking about, if you remember, it did not happen. The key difference was that we were okay in Northern California. Southern California, exact opposite. It was completely dry. So that is an anomaly compared to with what we know. 2 out of 3 is not bad, especially when you're forecasting months down the road. So I would still summarize all of this is that we are in watch status. It is likely to be strong. We think that there are going to be some impacts, but it doesn't always happen, and there's many other variables. But let me bring it back to the top. I said there's certain things that we know are going to happen. During an El Nino year, what tends to happen to global temperatures, just because you're adding in so much heat, not only from the water, but then it starts to interact with the air, and then it starts to spread out with our weather patterns. What you're looking at is a big uptick in the global temperatures, well above average, obviously, and hitting usually new highs for the planet. So that's happened in the past, and it's likely to happen again in the future.